Hello, everybody. How you doing tonight? Hello, how you doing? And what are you getting into? I'm not going to be before you long, but I just want to go over a couple of things. Tonight's title is it's about prayer. It's about prayer as it relates to what's happening right now, as it relates to what's going on in this world, as it relates to us being able to relate to demand being placed on something in the spirit world, so to speak. So, hello. I'm going to go over this for those who don't know me. My name is Melania Brown, but I'm just going to go over this real quickly, and maybe it's going to be quickly. Hopefully it is. Let's talk about prayer. Prayer is a place, a prayer is a petition for something. It's a demand placed in the spirit world on behalf or about something or someone or a situation. It is a petition. It is a summons. It is a call. Like, I'm calling for something. I'm looking for something to change. I'm looking for something to shift. I'm looking for something to happen. I am expecting something to shift in my life or in the life of someone. So let's say that this family is called ABC family. And the family that's called ABC family, and they said, everybody, the mother and the father of ABC family was in a car wreck. We want you to pray for the mother of A, B, and C family, the mother and father, because they were in a car wreck and they're in critical condition. And then you stand up and say, hey, all families are important. Why do I have to pray for the parents of A, B, and C family when all families are important? Well, that may be the case, but we're not talking about all families right now. This is a specific summons or petition and a demand placed in the spirit for A, B, and C family. So if we're saying, let's pray for A, B, and C family, you know how everybody was saying, let's pray for Israel. They're having problems over there. Let's pray for Dubai. There's something going on over there. Let's pray for France. They just put a polar bomb. Somebody come out and say, hey, what about all the other countries in the world? I'm saying this in relation to Black Lives Matter. And I normally don't talk about different things, but I see people that say that they're my friends, and people say that they worship the same God that I worship, and they're of a different persuasion, but they tell me that all lives matter. But they told me to pray for France when it was bombed. They told me to pray when there was 911. They told me to pray when the people got shot up. They told me to pray when Tim McVeigh blew up when he blew up those people in Oklahoma City. They said pray for the families. I didn't see nobody say, hey, what about all the other families in the world? You know why? Because at that particular time, there was a specific problem and a specific instance that we needed a demand in the spirit. We needed a summons. We needed a petition to go up for these people that were the concern right now. When Columbine happened, they told us to pray for the families. What if I would have came on there and say, forget all those kids. What about my children? Pray for my kids. All kids are important, not just the Columbine kids. Pray for 911. Oh, forget the 911 people. All people are important, not just the 911 people. So they said the soldiers are having issues. Oh, well, I'm going to pray for the soldiers. I ain't no soldier. All people are important. That's the most disrespectful, insolent, disparaging thing that you can say when there is a specific situation going on among a specific type of people and you say we're all humans. All of us matter. Well, if all of us matter, then why would there be a specific target of people that is having an issue during this time? So I said, well, that's the same thing with prayer. When they say pray, when they're just saying pray for the black families, they're saying lift them up. They're saying you guys We matter. We are important. We don't want to teach our children that they have to fear the police. They're saying that we don't want to teach our children. So I'm going to make myself perfectly clear. If you don't align with what I'm saying, and if you don't like what I'm saying or how I'm saying it, if you feel like that all lives matter, please unfollow me. Don't follow me. I don't need you in my space. I'm going to say that again. If you don't align with what I'm saying, and you feel like this is grieving your spirit and all lives matter and everybody's a human, then please unfollow me. Don't follow me. You don't need to follow me. You don't need to be on my timeline. I don't need to be on yours. You need to block me right now. That's what you need to do. If that's what you feel and that's what you think, you need to block me right now. And I'm going to say this. If you are indifferent to a situation that's happened to a specific people, then you are a part of the problem. Yes, you are. You are a part of the problem. If you are indifferent to a specific situation, if I'm indifferent to the Columbine people, then I'm a part of that problem. If I was indifferent to what happened with Tim McVeigh, I'm a part of that problem. I wasn't there with Waco. There wasn't no black people killed in Waco, but they were saying, pray for the people. I should have said, hey, pray for all people. Why I'm praying for the people in Waco that was killed under that man's authority. But we didn't say that because we're not indifferent to the suffering of other people. So if you tell a people that are being specifically in a situation at this time and you say all lives matter, then you are a part of the problem. You need to check your heart, check whatever religion you have, and check whatever type of mindset and integrity that you think that you have. And if you think that you are my sister or my brother, and you are indifferent to what's happening among the people that look like me, you're not. Unfollow me. I don't never get on here and talk about stuff like this. I don't never get on here and say a lot of stuff because I'm a really upbeat person and stuff like that. But I was born in a different time. I'm going to say that again. My daughter's 36 years old, so you can figure it out. I was born in a different time. And I'm going to tell you this one particular thing. A unified people of all different nations and all different tongues coming together is a powerful, beautiful thing. I come from a place where there's a melting pot. The Cape Verde Islands was across the street from me. I call them my cousins. That's the Gomes family. And then down the street, it was a Chinese girl. Right across the street, it was the white person. On the other person was a Mexican person. You had bubbles. So you have the Mexican people, Chinese people, Cape Verde Islands people who speak Portuguese. Then you had the Chinese people. You had the black people. You had the Mexican people. You had the Samoans, Hawaiians. We all prayed together. And we grew up right in the same place together. We wouldn't call each other names and stuff. We was playing kickball, football, tetherball, jacks, and having a good time with one another. Cape Verde Islands, the people speak Portuguese, but okay, look it up. It's in Africa. But they are very fair-skinned people. Go look up Cheryl. I'm not going to tell you her last name because she might not want me to blast her out like that. I'm not going to tell you Lisa's last name because they might not, or Anthony, they might not want to be blasted out. But I will tell you that we are family. So I would tell you that if you go knock on their door, they're not going to tell you all lives matter. Because we understand there's a specific situation going on right now. When Marcus Foster was assassinated when I was coming up, Martin Luther King was assassinated first. Then Marcus Foster was the first superintendent of Oakland Public School Systems, first black person. And they were saying, pray for the families. Everybody of all nations and all tongues were united together praying. They didn't say, hey, why would you pray for Marcus Foster? Pray for all families. Well, they had just lost their father. They had just lost their husband. They had just lost their brother and their cousin. And so we were lifting them up because he was targeted. He was assassinated. He was specifically picked out of a group of people because of what he stood for and because of what he looked like. Dr. Marcus A. Foster. Go look him up. So I'm telling you this. If you don't align with you don't have to believe what I believe. You don't have to think like I think. But if you don't align with this particular situation and you say all lives matter and it's just some mess, then please block me and unfollow me. Because to make room for some people with some sense to come into my sphere, into my atmosphere. That's what I wanted to get on here to say today because that's a serious thing. It's the same thing as a prayer. We don't tell people when you specifically petition or summons God on behalf of someone, what about all the other people? because we're targeting a specific situation at that particular time. We didn't say that in doing 9/11. We didn't say that when Tim McVeigh blew up the people. We didn't say that when Kadesh went in there and burned himself up with all those people in Waco. We didn't say that during the Columbine. But we're saying it now? Are you serious right now? Something is wrong with a God that you will serve that will allow your heart to not see what is happening. And for you to say that all lives matter. When there's a specific situation, there's a petition, there's a summons that we're saying, stand with us. Because we're being targeted. That's what we're saying. We got grandchildren. We got children that we are concerned about. We're saying, let us stand and band together. Because we are people too. That's what we're saying. We're saying we're summoning you. We're placing a demand in the spirit that you would notice that this thing is happening and we want this thing to stop. We're saying there's a demand placed in the spirit. There's a petition that we're pulling up. There is something that we're talking about. When I was growing up, we had a song called Strange Fruit. My friend's granddaughter was dancing to it. Go look it up. Share that video that was on my thing. Strange fruit hanging on the tree. I remember a young boy was hung at the BART station in Concord, California in my lifetime. Hung up. His parents had to go pull him down off of a tree on the West Coast because he said something. He thought differently. He looked differently. He was in the wrong area. So let me share this with you. If you feel indifferent to this message, then you are not aligned, and that's okay. Block me. Get lost. Get off my page. And peace and blessings to you. So now I want to talk specifically to a specific people that say that they're being targeted. Now you've been let outside to go and do different things. I hope you're not still going back to the nail shop. Stop it. Because that's not a real place to go. Find you some people who are not talking. Oh, let me tell you what a spa experience is. Because y'all done messed up this whole game. I was looking at a lady. She's an American lady. And you need to go follow her on YouTube. She was calm and quiet. Has a nice spa experience where she's doing nails for people. I said, then that's where you go. You don't talk to the person across the room. You're not, hey, wait, we're going to go there. Talking about people and talking over people when you're doing their nails. That's not a spa experience, people. Not pushing your cuticles back. You might have got false nails, but you still need to have your cuticles massaged, pushed back. You need a mini manicure on every time you go in there with the service. If you're going to a place that's not doing that and they're not aligned with what you want, then if they're talking, there's music, there's talking, there's things happening. It's not a spa experience. It is not really a place of rest where you can get your cellular level to move you. You might want to find a place that is more conducive to a relaxing atmosphere. Soaking your hands in acetone is a very deadly thing to do to soak the nails off. Please find you something else to do that's going to affect your breasts. It affects your arteries. It affects your hair. It affects your eyes. It affects your face. It affects inflammation in the body. And I can go on and tell you a plethora of diseases, including your uterus and stuff, that you're going to have problems from soaking your hands in your acetone. The next thing is people who are being targeted. Why do you watch Daphne and different comedians that are talking about baby mamas, side pieces, sharing men, having sex, child support, and laughing at it? That is the breakdown of the family. You need unification among yourself. You need unity in the family. So if you think it's funny to have a baby mama, you think it's funny to have a side piece, you think it's funny to have a man that's a little boy, had his hand up, sitting up under your table, he's not a provider, protector, or the maintainer of the family, and he's just a boy with a penis, and you're laughing at it and sharing it with other people, and we kiki ha ha and going to the improv to watch that type of comedian. I'm telling you, you are a part of the problem yourself. Stop supporting comedians who are breaking down the family structure and thinking it's a joke. It is not a joke for a man to be a boy. It is not a joke to have a side piece. It's not a joke to have different DNAs going all through your family. You got Pookie's children, Tevi's children, Kimmy's children, and Larry's children, and Carrie's children, and Harry's children, all under one roof. You got all these different bloodlines crying out with all the generational curses coming together under one roof. Just stop all of that. That ain't funny. That ain't cute. That ain't nothing to laugh at. And you're perpetuating that to be something that is emulated. I watched this guy. He is a Don Dre, go look him up. He said he saw his father say, I love my mother, and then saw the father go chase after other women. He said, oh, this must be what you do. You can love one woman over here, but you can go chase tail over here. He said, and then he found himself repeating the same situation when he went into his first relationship in his early 20s, and he began to cheat. And he said, why am I doing this? And he began to recall how his father lived before him. He said, we have an arrested development. He wrote a book called Male versus Man. So y'all men, go get that book. So support people. And mostly every show you have on TV that you guys think is funny is including the reality shows. They're talking about, they're showing you men who are boys, who are incompetent, who are not responsible. That's not the way all men are. Quit watching that type of stuff. If you stop watching these things and stop supporting comedians who are breaking down the family structure, guess what? They're going to get some new material. Go watch David A. Arnold. He got a wife, he got children. Same mother, same father. He ain't holding his penis. He ain't doing all that crazy stuff. He ain't talking about side pieces and baby mamas. But he talking about knocking the boots with his wife. He talking about his children not doing their chores where they supposed to be. He got talking about how the kids eating up all the house in COVID and all that kind of funny stuff. He is very funny without demeaning his wife and calling her all out of her name. That's all I have to say tonight. That's all I'm going to say about that. You are what you are. What did Forrest Gump say? You, as stupid is, stupid does. As ignorant is, ignorant does. Whatever we do, that's what we are, and that's what we manifest. Let's make sure that we be careful about how we think, what we say, and hopefully I plan to see that somebody will go home and say, did I just say that? Did I just say that this was the same as all people? Did I just say that? Now let me be clear. Am I saying that I want to be treated? I'm saying that I do not want to fear for my grandson and my friends' grandchildren and their great-grandchildren and all of our children. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And I can't say it no more plainer than that. And if you are indifferent to what I'm saying, I want you to unfriend me and block me. And don't ever come back on my page again, because I'm going to tell you right now, you are part of the problem. When I was a kid growing up, there was a person going around snatching up people. And I was coming from school, and one little girl was missing. And they said, oh, pray for so-and-so, we can't find her. And my grandmother went to pray, and Aunt Jenny went to pray, and they began to start praying for this young girl. Then they said, oh, wait a minute, what about our kids? Our kids matter. No. They lifted up, they found that little girl too. So the point I'm making is a specific petition is the same as a prayer. A summons, it's a prayer. It's a call for help, saying organize and unify with us because we matter. That's what it's saying. It's not saying you don't matter. We're saying this is a specific situation. And we're placing the demand on heaven because on earth as in heaven. We're saying we're placing the demand in the spirit. We're petitioning. We're summoning. We're crying out for help. That's what it says. Doesn't say nothing about that you don't matter. Doesn't say nothing about that you are not human. Doesn't say nothing about that it negates you. So if you feel that an organization with me is degrading you, then you got a problem with you, baby. Peace and blessings.